My name is Joylani Kamalu. I was born and raised in Hawaii. And growing up there, both of my parents who were working full-time, we still didn't make enough money. And so we had to be on food stamps. And as a kid, it was really embarrassing because, you know, you have two parents that are working really hard, but here we are standing in the grocery store and trying to get food, and my mom's pulling out the food stamps. And so luckily, we also found food pantries in our local area, and we were able to get more food that way. And it helped us, you know, in the long run. And then I moved to California with my mom, and we stayed in I guess it's a shelter. I remember staying in this facility with a bunch of women who were living off the street. And so I got to see firsthand what it felt like to be in that situation. And it was really tough on my mom growing up, because seeing her like that made me feel like it made me feel like I couldn't do anything and I couldn't help her. And so after my mom got a better job and we kind of got more on our feet, kind of throughout my life, I wanted to volunteer. And so I started volunteering. And now I'm working for Second Harvest, and I'm able to give people that same feeling that I got when I was in their situation. And knowing that I'm making an impact in people's lives on a daily basis is huge.
I get approached by people all the time who are very thankful for the help that they get. I can't even count how many times people have come up to me and said, if it wasn't for what this organization does, my daughters and I would not be doing very well at all. We don't know that we would have a meal from one week to the next. Probably the most impactful story I heard like that, a man who came here when we weren't even open for food distribution. And he came up and said, I heard you guys give away food and that kind of thing. Is there any way I can get some help? And so I told him when we're open and when we'd be able to serve him, but that we're going to set him up with some groceries right now until he could come back and be a part of our regular distribution. So we put some bags together and gave it to him, and we were right out here on the stairs handing off the bags to him. So when he looked up at me to say thank you, he couldn't say it. Got really emotional. So here it is, all this time passed, and I've told this story so many times. And from one time to the next, I can't tell when it's going to hit me, but I remember his face and how he felt. So that's what gets us up in the morning. That's what gets us to come back here and keep on doing this, is being able to make a difference in people's lives.
It's almost like a gift working for Second Harvest, because not only are we giving people hope, but that opportunity to get back on their feet, to nourish their bodies, to be able to go get out, you know, and get that job that they've been wanting. And people can't do that if they don't have food in their bellies, you know, especially kids. Kids can't even learn. I remember I used to struggle in school. I used to struggle in school a lot because I didn't have enough to eat that day. And I would just, you know, be sitting in class and trying to focus, and I couldn't because I didn't have the right breakfast that morning. And so being able to give that to kids who are standing in line at these pantries, and knowing that they're gonna go home and have this, like, this meal, you know, that just...
Every one of us play a part here. I could not do what I do in this place without the number of volunteers that I have that show up here on a consistent basis. They're always here. And the food bank couldn't do without organizations like ours to do what needs to be done getting the food out. And of course, the food bank can't touch what they do without people like you, donors who are willing to say, okay, in what capacity can I help? And when people give, whether it's of themselves, their resources, whatever they've got to give, and in helping the food bank to accomplish their goal of ending hunger in Orange County, let's face it, every little bit helps.
I think what our donors don't realize is what they're actually doing, with the funds that they give to us, and making, people have hope, and saving that person's life. It's hard to see it, yes, from the aspect of someone that's just writing a check, but when you go to the sites and you see these people and you look into their eyes and you just know, that you really did save that person's life that day.